What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. I'm going to assume that I have a short in my cord. This is what I'm going to assume is that I got a short in my cord. So maybe I need to change the cord so that I'll have better audio. Thankfully, I'm in a studio, so I got multiple different cords. And we're going to figure it out from there. Did I just do that by mistake? Give me a second, Joe. Yeah, I know, but I'm not loud and clear like I want to be loud and clear. So give me a second. Let me just figure something out real quick. I think I got to shorten this cord over here. So we're gonna plug in another cord and see if we can solve for this problem really quickly. I'm almost positive that's what it is. One thing about I did testing before I started the show, as weird as that may sound, and I'm still having problems. So let's see if we can get this right. Since the beginning of the show, we can go ahead and figure this out. Let's see. All right, let's switch it over. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Is the audio better? Is the audio clear? Are we now having no more technical difficulties? Was it a short in the cord? Do y'all hear me better? Is it a lot better? I bet. So it was the cord. So the problem that we were having was the cord. Got to troubleshoot a little bit. What's going on, family? How y'all feeling today? It's Friday, May 29th, 2025, 2026, year of our Lord. Yeah. We in the building. What up? What's going on, family? What's going on, friends and family in the building? What up? Yeah, it was a bad chord. 100% a bad chord. Let me see what's going on real quick. I want to see something. I want to see something, Heavenly Father. What up, friends and family? I see Mr. Youngblood City. Mr. Brian Francis in the building. My dog, your car, K. Cooper. Leonard, Brian, Jason 18, Jesse Xavier, Bull City, K. Cooper, Tiffany Simpson in the building, Eric OG, Alexander Yakar. What up? B Nunn, DJ Ace Productions. What up, though? Walk on Wood, Vito Royale. All of my friends and family, LD Walker, Jesse Xavier, a bit of smarts. I see y'all. Twisted 10. What up? General Cam, Chase Barnes, Brian, Jeremiah. What up? Mario, I see you. M. Beck. What up? Little Black Duck. Hey, let me just say I appreciate everybody that's been consistently, and then when I say consistently rocking with me for all of this time, for all of these years. That never switched up, man. Y'all just been holding me down for a long time, man. And we built this together. What up, Phoenix? What up, OG Rihanna? Mario, I see you. Loso Wade, Drizzy Got Soul, I see you. What up, everybody? Renee, what's happening? What y'all got up? What y'all got up this weekend? Trill Mercy, I see you. Mr. 43TX, what up? What y'all got up this weekend? What's the word? What's the play this weekend? I think it's going to be a great summer, bro. I think it's going to be an incredible summer. I think that the summer is going to be such a great thing, such a good opportunity for us to network. I think that what up, Goddess? I think that we're going to have a good summer. Memphis Tiger alum, what's happening? I can't wait to get down to Memphis and see what they talking about down there in Memphis. I think we're going to have a good summer. But let me tell y'all a little bit of something that I was seeing, right? So before I read the super chats, I'm gonna let me just say we got to gear up because the summer is an opportunity for us to really run up a bag. And the reason that I say that is because Most people in the summer, what up, Angie? Most people, Rosita Attila, most people in the summer, they take the summer off, and that's when we lock in. It's almost like right after, around the time of Christmas, we lock in. What up, Bree? We lock in around the time of Christmas because everybody take off. And so June is the time that we really, really lock in and kill it. And so I can't wait. Next week on Monday, we turn all the way up. This weekend, we got a live stream this weekend on Patreon, so that's gonna be lit. I already dropped the video on Patreon, so make sure y'all go and watch that before we do our live stream this weekend. And so the link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We've been doing a lot of testing. Me and Yakar rolled out a new work schedule as far as what my schedule is going to be that allows for me to be able to sleep a lot more. I slept like a baby last night. Life was good. Live stream was fun last night. We got a live stream tonight on After Hours Room 9. But let me say this. So I walk into this spot today. I don't want to tell y'all what the spot is because it kind of makes me a little bit of a target, but I kind of go there on a regular basis. And especially in the morning time. So I go there or whatever. And all right, well, let me back up for a minute. So first I went to the bank this morning, right? And when I went to the bank, I went and I made a deposit at early this morning when the bank opened. I went and I made a deposit. Well, actually, I deposited a check and then I pulled out some cash so that I'll have some petty cash this weekend for the Grand Prix, for the party, and on all of that other type of stuff, right? And then I went to another spot that I usually tap into in the morning. And when I left out of the bank before I went to the spot, I could hear a guy under his breath. It was a black guy, and it was a younger black guy. He couldn't have been no older than 29, 30 years old because he had came in after me. And I guess he seen me get out the car that I had got in, and he was like, man, he don't deserve that car. And you know how people kind of think they talking low, but they talk louder than they really talking. And he was talking to another person, and he said, man, he don't deserve that car. And I was like, kind of threw me off. Like, what do you? It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of hate out here. Now, here's the key, right? Here was the kicker. So I leave and I go to a completely different spot that I regularly frequent, right? And so I go to this spot before I come into the studio this morning. And I go in, I get whatever it is that I got to get. I got show love to people or whatever, and then I left out. And the lady, it's an older lady that ran out to my car afterwards. An older black lady, and she had like gray hair, a little bit gray hair, like a little bit of a fade or whatever. And so she works there. And so she ran out to my car and she was like, roll the window down, roll the window down. And so I rolled the window down and she said, and this is, I like to imitate people. And so this is what she said. She said, baby, she said, this is a beautiful car. She said, but I'm going to tell you, she said, every single time, doesn't matter if it's a white person, but more black people than white people, but it don't matter if it's a black person or a white person. All of them look at it and they look at you and say, what does he do for a living in order to be able to get that car? And she said, and they're not saying it like on motivation. They're saying it more like hate. So be careful because everybody don't want to see you win. I love you. I love what you got going on. She said, but she said, every single time. I've never seen it happen to anybody like this except for you. Everybody that leave out and they don't know that I'm listening. She said, they don't know that I'm listening, but everybody, they got this thing and they say, what does he do for a living to be able to deserve that car? And I said, next time I see him, I'm going to say something to him. I don't take that lightly. I don't take it lightly. The reason that I don't take it lightly is because I believe that God, because everything that every angelic warning does not have to come in the form of some mystical face coming out of the clouds in order to warn you or a dream. Sometimes God tells you stuff through other people, and those are warnings. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't ignore your instincts. Don't think lightly of it. Sometimes God warns you and he gives you insight through other people, and you need to be listening and paying attention. So I don't take it lightly. I don't. But you know what's so interesting about it is that I was telling y'all earlier this week. Remember when I was telling y'all earlier this week that I was like, man, I feel like I need to be out of these spaces and I need to be in places where people don't know me as much or where they don't recognize you. Because I will tell you a lot of times, especially, and it doesn't matter, Dolph loved Memphis, but Dolph got killed in Memphis because Dolph, Nipsey, no matter how much love that Nipsey had where he was from, it came from one. It don't have to come from one person. It don't have to come from two people. You can get 99 people that love you, and it only take one hater that'll throw you all off. You know what I'm saying? Especially where you come from and you get familiar and you start developing habits and normalcies and you go into the same places on a regular basis and all of that stuff. And so I love my city. I'm gonna always love my city, and I think it's always gonna be my home base. But I was telling y'all earlier this week that I was feeling like, yep, Blade. Shout out to Blade. I'll be feeling like I'm more strapped up than I ever have been before. I don't want to feel like I have to walk around like that. I don't want to have to feel like I got to keep my head on a swivel all the time. I don't want to have to feel like, man, I need to watch who's walking by and all of that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, yo, maybe I need to make some adjustments. I was telling Rita that this morning. Because I was calling them about Leslie's tournament. She's at a tournament. So they flew out for her tournament to take care of that and all of that. And so she called me to get some insight on some business and stuff like that. And I was telling Rita, I said, man, I don't know. I said, I might have to dip. Well, I might have to be switching it up. I don't know if I could be here that often. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. So, might have to make some adjustments. Might have to make some adjustments, but we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be switching it up. But I'm not gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do. I got some plans on my mind, and I got to keep it moving. I heard that guy. Yes, I heard that guy as clear as day. You know how people try to like talk under their breath or talk low to the person that they talking to, but you can still hear it. And I act like I didn't hear nothing, and I just kept on doing whatever it was that I was doing, and I walked out and jetted out. And then that older lady came out there, baby, let me tell you. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. I keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So we make an adjustment. We gonna make adjustments. We chilling. Anyways, good energy. Life is good. Weather is good. All of that is good. How y'all feeling today? Yeah, I can't even go to the same spots and give out money like I used to. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out a different way to do that because they expect it, and so they know how you move. It's so messed up, bro. It's so messed up. And you know what the worst part about the whole thing is? It always comes from people that look like you. It always comes from people that surround you. It always, anything that's going to happen to you, it's going to come from people that look like you, people that know you, people that's close to you. It's not going to come from a random. It's never going to come from a random. It's always going to come from people that look like you. Come get some of this California weather. It's beautiful out here. That's not a bad idea. All right, before we get started with the show, you know me. Flights. You know, one of my favorite sites is Google Flights. One of my favorite sites to visit is Google Flights. I go on Google Flights and I be trying to figure out, all right, so what's the play? So let's see. And you know me, I don't go to Los Angeles. I be in San Diego. It's a lot of dusties in Los Angeles. San Diego, let's say Sunday. Shit. We only need a one way. We don't need all of that. We can figure out how to get back when we get back. Ain't no round trips. One way. First. You got in my name. Yeah, we can make that happen. All day long. We can make that happen. And then all we got to do is find a place to stay. You know the only thing about going to these places a lot of times is accommodations. You know what I'm saying? I like being comfortable, but I don't like going to Airbnbs. I do not like going to Airbnbs. Internet don't always be right. I don't trust these Airbnbs with all of the cameras and stuff that people be putting into them. I just don't like it, bro. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Air. That's the only thing about that, bro. Filters, gotta have at least 3, preferably 4. Pool, Wi-Fi, yeah, all of that should be standard. 4. Let's go 4 bedrooms. Home. Ain't got no ocean front. This might work. This definitely might work. As long as it got a pool and you can oversee the ocean. Yeah, this will work. This should definitely work. Who coming through, man? I need some ladies to come through and hang out. Who ain't got who? Here's my question before we get into the show. Who coming through with me, man? Who trying to come and stay and hang out, man? Honestly, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Take off y'all job and don't worry about work. As long as you can get the time off, we can make that right. So, but I just want y'all to come and chill and create the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I just want somebody to create the vibe. You gonna be in Hawaii next week? Yeah, let me know. DM me, man. DM me and we gonna create a vibe. All right, let me go ahead and read some of these super chats and then we can figure it out from there. You know what I'm saying? Your flight stops through, let me see, San Diego. All right, bet. Let me see what's happening. You coming through, O? I don't believe you. Let me see.
AD.
You know I'm on a live stream, right?
I'm on the live.
I know. I just seen you put this in talk in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'm over here. I'm getting my stuff ready.
Getting your stuff ready for what?
To go to San Diego.
You coming through?
Yeah, I'm coming.
You be acting out though.
The chat didn't start it today. The ones who suggested it.
You be acting out though. You don't be on you don't be on good behavior. You be acting out.
I am not gonna act like the East Side.
You gonna act right?
Yep, I'm be real quiet. Everybody thinking I'm mean. I am so nice. I do not be acting out.
All right. I'll call you after the show.
Okay.
Bye. Where my homegirl at? Slim Trini gal, you said you coming through? You got beautiful teeth too. You got pretty teeth. All right, we gonna figure this out. Let's we gotta focus on the show. We have to focus on the show. Y'all got me all of my emotions and all of this stuff. Leo girl, you coming through? Oh man. All right. Well, we might have a might have a vibe going on. We might be able to figure it out. Let me acknowledge the Cash Apps. We're gonna go through the super chats and then we're gonna rock out after that. You on your flight back home, you gonna stay in San Diego with me, Rihanna? They don't even know how much of a vibe you are, Rihanna. You dope. Shout out to my dog, Mike that dude. I appreciate you, Mike that dude, for holding me down. What up, Mike that dude? What up, though, big dog? Thank you for holding me down. I believe you too, because you got good vibes. You got really good energy. Rihanna is dope. Y'all don't even know how dope Rihanna really is. Let me see what's happening. Eric Harris says Molly was so funny. Molly was hilarious. Molly was so funny last night. I laughed so hard this morning. My whole face is hurting. Elder Slimmy held his own. The Drake glazing is wild. Let me see what else is happening. Dre, what up? Dre Diesel says, good morning, Anton, and everyone watching. Can we get the applause on the soundboard back at the beginning of the show? Have a great weekend, everybody. Yeah, we back in the studio on Monday. Tavi, you coming through? Don't worry about it, Tavi. We'll talk about it later. Tavi, you busy. You locked up. You locked down. So I don't know. I can't. Pretty Boy says, what's good? My baby girl graduated high school with honors. Congratulations. Yeah, we got twins as far as like them graduating high school with honors. Parenting ain't easy, but it's good to know I see a lot of bag chasers working on being the best version of themselves for their kids. Shout out to the chasers. Shout out to the chasers with good kids that's doing great things, man. Congratulations, Pretty Boy 79. Renee Holzback says, what up, though? What up, Renee? I see you, Renee. I see you, Renee. My girl P. Shank says, good morning, Anton and the Millionaire Morning Show. Eric TV says, good morning, AD. What up, Eric TV? Saturday Night Beater says, I want all hot tubs cold, player haters ball. Big O says, what it do, Big Ant? What it do, O? And you know what's so funny about O? O be too pretty to be acting the way that she is. She be too pretty to be acting out, and she be having her little tantrums and acting out and all of that stuff. What up, O? What up, O? What up, though? Just Christian Black says, did you see the story about the all-white community in the Ozarks getting sued by a white woman for racial discrimination? She tried to buy land there, but they found out about her black husband and denied her. I have not seen it. Send it to me. Email it to me. I'll review it today. Dark City ENT says, don't put nothing past hoes think Pop Smoke. I ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. The women bring the vibe. The women bring the vibes. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Where y'all want to start at today? Y'all want to talk about skipping? While we talking about the women, let's talk about Gayle King. Why not start with Gayle? And then we'll go with Jill. Actually, I would like to start here. Seems like we got us a little theme going here.
Official are at the center of explosive allegations.
It involves sexual encounters inside the judge's chambers during work hours. Tonight, Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln breaks down the judicial order. And Ashley, federal judges discovered this activity went on for years.
Yeah, according to this 20-page order from the chief judge over the 11th district. Now, the report does not name the judge, but for the last 2 days, I've been speaking with sources and going through public records to identify the accused after federal employees complained about hearing intimate noises through the walls.
These are serious allegations.
They're allegations of sexual encounters during work hours that a federal judge admitted to, according to this newly released judicial order. The report details an investigation launched after a complaint was filed against a federal judge last September.
I don't think judges are perfect. They're human beings, too.
Former federal prosecutor Doug Gilfillan says federal laws allow judges' identities to remain undisclosed in reports like these to protect the integrity of investigations.
However, the law requires an order like this one to be made public if there's an imposition of discipline.
The report claims the judge had sex on at least 5 occasions over a 2-year period inside her chambers with a high-ranking police officer.
Let me ask y'all a question. Because I'm not in corporate America anymore. And HR complaints like this usually go, they don't make announcements. But I used to work in the plant, and I used to work at a call center a long time ago. And one thing that I always knew, and that was always happening in every environment, in every plant, whether you were in a steel plant, auto manufacturing plant, a supplier plant, whether you work in the police officers, the mayors, the judges, all of these people, who not having sex is what I want to know. It seems like the only people that's not having sex, because you know how we always get that statistic that says, well, most men aren't having sex. I don't believe it. My question is, who not having sex at this point? Because it seems like everybody is having sex everywhere, especially the judges and the politicians. Who not busting it down for a real one at this point, bro? Real talk. My other question becomes, Why do y'all feel like it's okay to put your well-being on the line in order to do so? What is so enticing about losing your job, the potential to lose your job on the job? What's so enticing about it? Why do people risk it all and risk their well-being, risk their judgeship? I can't figure that out. Listen, all right, you want to do what you want to do. You said it's the thrill, I guess. You want to do what you want to do and all of that stuff, but why risk losing your job? Why risk this becoming a public outrage to where you can then get reprimanded and lose your judgeship? That thing be throbbing? I don't get it. I don't get it. No matter what it is that I feel, and even if I may like you, I'm a bag chaser. I'm the king of the bag chasers. I do not feel compelled to put my job on the line for the box. I don't think that there's box in the world. There's no box in the world that I feel like I would put my job on the line for.
Employees interviewed during the investigation described multiple incidents where they allegedly heard people having sex through the walls. One court clerk testified to hearing what was described as unsettling noises, kissing, and music coming from the judge's chambers.
Why should the everyday person care about these allegations?
The American legal system depends on honesty and truthfulness.
This investigative report did not identify the judge or the officer, but multiple sources confirmed to Channel 2 that federal judge Eleanor Ross and Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Kelly Collier were the two accused.
It's always the ones that you think is the most astute and the most pretty. Jenny. It's always the most astute ones that you know what I think about when I see older people. I made a stop yesterday and I ran into a lady that, not recognized me from online, but I knew her from a long time ago, but she was always older, like a little bit older. And she finds stuff. Like not fine stuff like right now, but it's almost like she was fine stuff back in the day. Like in 1979, she probably was having her way. In 1984, she was probably having her way out here and doing what she want to do. And I be thinking to myself, because you know how people get older, but you can still tell, yeah, she was fine stuff when she was younger. She definitely was the one that everybody was trying to holler at the same, all of them was at the same time, probably had the streets going crazy over her. A couple dudes probably crashed out over her. So she was fine stuff, like you could just tell. And then she had that soothing, sweet demeanor. So, oh, hey, baby, that type of girl, right? And then I be thinking to myself sometimes, like, when I see older people, like, you was nasty, wasn't you, when you was younger? You was different, wasn't you, when you was younger, wasn't you? We see old people, and for whatever reason, we think that they only had missionary and they was just relaxing every single day, and no one know I was above board. No, y'all was nasty. You did some crazy thing. You got some mileage. You got crazy mileage on you, don't you? Probably had the guys going crazy. All of the D boys back in the day, along with the police chiefs and the mayor, probably was fighting over you. Bro, I've heard some crazy stories from different people, some lawyers, women that wind up becoming some of the most prestigious ladies that we see in society today. And they tell stories to the young girls that they mentor. And the young girls that they mentor just so happen to be friends of mine. And then they be kicking it with me and they say, did you know that she used to be such and such's girl on the low? And I'm like, She's so pretty, ain't she? I mean, especially for an older woman. And she used to be such and such a girl. She said she used to be with him for decades. And he took care of her on the low. And I'll be thinking to myself, yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yo, grandmamas, your great grandmamas, this lady that just so happened to be prestigious, all of these people, they got there. They was going through it. They went, what the women say? They was taking them through there. They was taking them through there.
In the complaint, the judge's employee said she attended a primary election victory party for a district attorney on May 21st, 2024. A source provided Channel 2 this photo showing Ross at that party. The order also says the judge presided over a hearing the following day. Channel 2 obtained federal court records showing Ross presided over a supervised release hearing on May 22nd, 2024. And regarding the officer, the chief judge wrote the officer has worked for the PD since 1998, later adding that the officer has held this role since 2025. Atlanta police records show Collier joined the department in 1998, and his LinkedIn profile reflected a promotion in 2025. That LinkedIn page has since been taken down. I reached out to Ross, but a representative responded with no comment. The chief judge has already issued Ross a private reprimand, and she agreed to write apology letters to her employees. She was also reprimanded for attending a political event, as federal judges are prohibited from participating in political activities. The chief judge said harsher discipline was not imposed because of the judge's exemplary service to the court, along with the fact the judge ended the relationship and accepted responsibility.
In some ways, this is a self-inflicted wound, and it just shows further distrust in the system by the public, and that's just not something that we need right now.
I was looking at I got a reaction video coming out of a girl that was basically saying that there's a judge in Georgia, a black judge in Georgia that flies to Atlanta to smoke crack. And I was like, this is crazy. And they be telling on these guys.
In the nightlife industry.
If we don't take care of this.
So one time working in the nightlife industry in any form, bartender, waitress, bottle girl, dancer, this, that, the third, nightlife, you meet people either at their lowest or in their worst light. I'm working in this club out here in Vegas. This guy comes in, black guy, 6'5", well-dressed, well put together. You can tell he's very educated man, very, very put together. He's a judge. Matter of fact, he's a judge. Remember that very specifically. I'm like, you're a judge. Like black robe and Gayle judge in Georgia, to be specific. So he's obviously on vacation. He's in Vegas on vacation or on break or whatever. I don't know. He's in Vegas. He's in Vegas for fun. He's paying me and my homegirl. We're in the champagne room. We're having a ball. We're having a good time. Whatever. He asked me if I can get him some yay. I said, maybe I could. So I did. This is, mind you, this is, pre-Fed days. You know what I mean? Like, this is before this was really a problem. Whatever. And that's very normal. Like, honestly, people do it casually. We all know this now. Like, it's not nothing new. People know people do this casually every day, and they be your freaking doctor. Like,
I'm green, and I'm used to being green because everybody tell me that I'm green sometimes, or I don't know any better. And I be thinking to myself, I ain't green. I know what's going on out here. Maybe I'm green. I don't know anybody that smokes, that sniffs coke and smoke crack. I don't, not openly, not that they not that I'm able to tell, like, oh man, dog, you been smoking crack today? I don't know nobody. And everybody's saying, oh no, everybody's just casually. I keep hearing it. I hear it all the time. Man, people just casually doing coke. People casually doing crack and coke. And I said, when did crack come back? Whitney Houston killed that, didn't she? When did that happen? When did coke and crack make a comeback? And when did the black community start doing coke? I'm telling you, they telling me That is all around. Yo, I'm on a live stream. What's happening? Oh, you can tell me now.
And have them go back out there and look at it. And the electrician said, the plumber said that they saw a little bit of mold there. So that's going to be an issue.
They got to take care of it because it should be under warranty.
Yes, it is under warranty, but it's just going to be a headache. But I just wanted to keep you in the loop of what was happening.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, but I don't know anybody that smokes crack personally, like that's just on regular. Like, hey man, you ready to go do some crack? You know where some crack? I don't know where to buy crack. Where do you buy crack at? Where do you buy coke? I don't know. I just don't know any random coke dealers hanging out on the street and keeping me, you know what I'm saying, and just doing whatever it is that they're doing. Where do you go and buy coke at? That's crazy to me.
Not gonna lie. The people you ever honestly, if he's a professional, probably doesn't. I'm just gonna say that. A professional, went to college. Yeah, he's doing that. We go throughout the night. We're with me and my homegirls with this guy.
For real, Fi?
Pays us super well. Night ends, club closes at 7 a.m. It's a weekend. Close at 7 a.m. We leave. He leaves, obviously. Like, we go about our night. I go to work a little bit early than usual that next day. It was a Saturday. I kind of work at like 9, 8 o'clock. He's there in the same outfit that I last seen him, which is like honestly kind of typical for Vegas because like you could be out 24, 75 hours straight. So like, he's probably was in the casino the whole night, whatever. Whoop, whoop. Like, who knows what he did, you know? He's wearing the same clothes he was wearing yesterday, though. I go up and I talk to him. I said, babe, what are you doing here? Like, how are you? Like, welcome back. We're trying to run this back. Like, what you doing? And why do you have the same clothes on? You didn't shower today? Well, you didn't wash your ass today? It's been 24 hours. Goes on to tell me that, mind you, the club I worked at is not in the best part of town at all. It's very much the older part of town, very much homeless problem, very much drug problem, very much a not bad part of town. He said at 7 o'clock, he walked outside the club and he seen a homeless man smoking something. And he started chatting up with the homeless man. The homeless man ends up hooking him up with some 2 random girls. Hops in the car with these random girls, goes to the most randomest motel, and tells me he starts doing crack with them. Time slips him. He's with these 2 random girls that a homeless man introduced him to, and he is enjoying his day smoking crack with completely strangers in a motel in North Las Vegas. The club I worked at, this is the one that used to open up at 4 o'clock. I don't think it even opens up at 4 o'clock anymore. He said whenever he was done with that and his adventures, or he came to, or he ends up running into the club again because he's nearby. I guess he never really left the vicinity. He never left like a 3 or 4 block radius of this club. He's seen that it was open and he went back inside and he's been spending money on one of the daytime girls. And here he is now. Mind you, by the time I get to him this time, the cars are locked the fuck up. All of them locked up. He was only able to give me half of what he did last time, which is still good. Like, let me be grateful. But still, half, 50%. And towards the end of the night, he ended up staying in the club the whole night still, like just chilling, you know, vibing. I think he was still probably buying drink. I know, because I think he had a bottle, because champagne rooms there, you buy a bottle, and you have the bottle for the rest of the night. You finish the bottle, whatever. But he ends up staying the whole night. And I remember asking him towards the end of the night, I said, are you going to your hotel room? He said, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to my hotel room. Actually, you have to go back home. He said, I have work on Monday. So you have to go sentence people and be a judge. You're a judge in Georgia. who just came on vacation, did crack with strangers, and now are going to go back and be in charge of probably people who sell crack.
It's bad out here in these streets, y'all. It's bad out here in these streets. Keep your head on the swivel. Don't think that anything that you do. Here's my rule of thumb. All right. Aside from anybody that spends any time around me having to sign an NDA, my rule of thumb is as such. Anything that I don't think that I would be able to laugh at if somebody was to do a story time, I don't do it. Anything that I don't be able to say, this hoe is crazy, I don't really care about nothing that she talking about. Let's keep it moving. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Anything I don't think that I could do that about, then I don't want to be involved in. Regardless, right now, I'm gonna still hold you accountable because you're gonna be around me. You got to sign that NDA. However, if I think that in any way, shape, or form that somebody can come back and say, "Man, Anton did this," and I won't laugh at you and say you a fool for even talking like that anyway, what you trying to tell everybody business for? Then I don't want to participate in it. That's my rule of thumb. This is what I promise you, all right? As this woman tells about this judge that flew back to Georgia after going to Vegas, trick off on some hoes, and then, smoke crack with strangers and be with two girls in the alley somewhere. This is one thing that I will always promise you. I promise you this till the day I die. I will never do coke. I will never go smoke crack. And nor will I be doing it with a crackhead and some random girls that I found on the alley in Vegas or anywhere. I promise you on everything that I will never do coke and I will never do crack. All right? Not knowingly. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Honestly, this is wild when I see some of this stuff taking place and playing out the way that it's playing out. It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. And then on the flip side, let me read some of these super chats. All right. Let's read some of the super chats. Slan says, Carl says, good show last night. I was cracking up. I laughed so hard when Slimmy clicks off. When Slimmy clicked off yesterday, I was cracking up. When Slimmy started going off on the girls because they didn't like the song that I had played, I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. I don't know why. I laugh myself to sleep every night. Slan says, Carr says, good show last night. What up, Slan? Chase Barnes says, this is why we have judge problems. Shameful. Maybe that's why they're so lenient. Terrible People Podcast says, this is where boxolitis meet cockolitis. Meet cockolitis. AD, tell us what was on this playlist. Please. I don't know what was on that playlist. Try moving to Fort Lauderdale. Look at the demographic. No, listen, Vinyl Revival. Fort Lauderdale is Miami Light. That's all it is. Fort Lauderdale got all of the same things that Miami got. It's just Miami Light. That's it. The airport in Fort Lauderdale was only about 30 to 40 minutes away from downtown Miami. So it's the same thing. Let me ask y'all a question inside of the chat. Question as I read the rest of these super chats. If you can go and spend 2 to 3 months anywhere inside of the United States of America, it has to be inside of the United States of America. If you can go and spend 2 to 3 months anywhere inside of the United States of America, where would you go? Let me read some more of these super chats. Rory Whitfield says, you see the police chief in Minneapolis get fired for box. Another one? I'll pull that up in a second. Chris Cunningham says, I have a loud female, but not at work. P.S. We have to stop giving long strokes to the slides. Arizona, Montana, La Jolla, California, Maine, New Orleans, Scottsdale, Cedar Bluff, Hawaii. I see a lot of people saying Hawaii. Boston, San Diego, Vegas, definitely not Massachusetts. Palm Beach, Hawaii, Florida, Tennessee, California, Arizona, San Diego, Virginia, Hawaii, Pensacola, Florida, Puerto Rico, Los Angeles, Hawaii, far away from volcanoes, Wyoming, Palm Springs, Florida, Broward County. Shout out to Maine, somewhere in California, Hawaii again. Y'all love Hawaii. Hawaii is in the United States, Wellington, Florida, New Jersey, Kentucky. I got to go down to Kentucky. La Jolla, New Jersey, Dallas, Colorado, Arizona, Vegas, Hawaii. Those are all still great places. San Antonio, New York. Hawaii is the United States. Sedona. Go to Detroit. Living in California, I've been everywhere here. NYC, Tampa, Vegas, Guam, Palm Springs, Hawaii, Honolulu, the beach. Why do people keep saying Hawaii is not inside the United States of America? San Antonio, Myrtle Beach, Clearwater, Buddha. No, in the United States. Go Spurs, go. You want me to talk about the Detroit Chaos Team takeover? I can throw that in there. Utah, Montana, or Hawaii, Dallas, Philly, Charlotte. What up, Montana, Vermont, Sedona, Arizona, Palm Springs, Savannah, Virgin Islands, Charlotte, Pittsburgh. Detroit is awesome. It is. Detroit is, especially in the summertime, it's great. Florida, California, Hawaii is definitely fire. Traffic sucks, but it's definitely fun. The locals are cool as hell. What's the women like in Hawaii? Lake Charles, Louisiana, Shore or Wildwood, currently Kansas City, Kentucky, Puerto Rico, Kalamazoo, Hawaii, and eat some fried chicken. I'm gonna fall in love with Kentucky. I shot down in Kentucky, but I wasn't down there for a long time. Atlanta, Tennessee, Memphis, or Nashville, Boston. Summertime is cool. Boston is dope. Let me see what's happening. What else is going on? Alaska. Never been to Alaska. Utah, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, Scottsdale, Arizona. I think it's a lot of older people in Arizona though. Key West, East Oakland. They look like Samsung refrigerators. Yeah, we doing Stock Club this weekend. Traverse City, beautiful with long black hair. Y'all tricked me with Brazil and tried to make it seem like all of them Brazilian women was beautiful and they not. So, where'd y'all say? Minneapolis? Something happened in Minneapolis. Let me see. Oh, let me read the rest of these. They mule it through the whole you don't care about. It says Dirty City. All you need to do is find the drugs is girl. All you need to do to find drugs is find a girl who's always outgoing, a bartender, or just like streetwalkers have a street, aka Fig Drugs, got a street too in every city. I'm straight. Chris Cunningham says if the judge is single, does it matter if he has those devices? I don't think so. Tyrone says these ninjas, oh nah, you green, easy to find coke, me. Nah, ninja, I'm normal and you a junkie. Police chief in Minneapolis. Yeah, Brazil was overrated. Give me a second. Oh, not him.
Disciplining him up to and including discharge, and he resigned. I have accepted his resignation.
Developing this morning, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara is out.
Mayor Jacob Frey made that announcement last night after an internal probe found what he called a breach of trust. We have team coverage this morning. We want to get started with our Barrett Leone, who joins us live with what that investigation was for and how our leaders are all reacting. Barrett.
Yeah, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey says an investigation found Chief Brian O'Hara deleted a contact on his city-issued phone during a different investigation. The original case was looking into allegations of inappropriate relationships with city employees, but was unfounded. Still, Mayor Jacob Frey says interfering with the investigation itself was enough to break trust in the department's top leader. The mayor says that O'Hara resigned after being told he could face discipline up to termination. Earlier this month, Frey had renominated O'Hara as chief, calling him the right leader for Minneapolis, but says these new details changes things.
This is not about being intolerant of mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, including me. But what I can't allow is a breach of trust. When you serve as chief of the Minneapolis Police Department, trust is not secondary to the job, it is the job. And when trust is broken, it becomes extremely difficult to continue leading effectively.
City leaders we're hearing from this morning are disappointed and demanding more for the city. Councilmember Jason Chavez called out the mayor for his leadership in this, saying, quote, "We have seen a consistent lack of accountability at MPD, and this was no different." And Council President Elliott Payne called it a massive error in judgment for Mayor Frey to nominate Chief O'Hara in the first place. O'Hara first became chief in 2022. He helped lead efforts to rebuild the department amid staffing shortages as well as reform efforts. In the meantime, while the city searches for a new chief, Assistant Chief Katie Blackwell will step in.
Uh-oh, y'all got a female police chief that's stepping in? Oh, my God. I remember this guy. And the reason that I remember this guy, the reason why I remember this guy is because I seen him front and center being one of the people that was so against Trump and so against, let me not even say just Trump. He was so against ICE, and he was talking big talk. He used to be talking big stuff. I remember. And he was up there making it seem like, oh, no, we're going to protect the Minneapolians. We're going to protect the Somalians. We're not going to, we hate what's going on over here in Minneapolis. And let me tell you what usually happens. All right. Yep. He wanted Trump. I think he wanted Trump prosecuted. I'm not so sure about that. But let me tell you what usually happens and why this was a difficult situation. Yep. Why it was a difficult situation. The reason that it was a difficult situation is because when all of the visibility started to come on Minneapolis, usually that's when heads start to roll. Because when you don't have problems, when you don't have the spotlight on you, things go swimmingly. You can deal with your little side piece. Whatever you got going on, you can steal your little money, all of that stuff. The reason why a lot of people in Minneapolis was upset at all of the visibility that came with Minneapolis had nothing to do with the Somalis. It had nothing to do with, persecution, ICE, and all of that. A lot of times, people hate that you blew up the spot, that you brought visibility. When you're in the drug game, when you're in the fraud game, when you're in the streets in general, do you know why? Like, I remember when they was doing all of the rioting and the protests and stuff like that, and there were places in the hood where a lot of the black people or the people in the hood a lot of times was stopping the people and they were saying, hey, you ain't doing that over here. And it wasn't that they was heavy on the community. It was because they didn't want that type of visibility. They didn't want the National Guard. They didn't want the police to be coming over there. They didn't want none of that. When you in the streets, one of the things that they're adamant about is that you don't kill cops, even if the cops is dirty, even if it's hard in the game. And it's not that they have such a regard for cops. It's because they know that if a cop dies, everybody got to get shook down. All heads are rolling and people got to suffer. Go and watch The Wire. When Kima was in the back of the car and they was doing the drug thing and they really was setting them up because Orlando was out there acting dumb. A lot of y'all may not know this, but those that are Wire, loved The Wire, loved what was going on, seeing Michael B. Jordan early in his career, you loved The Wire. You remember the episode where Kima ended up in the hospital, right? Kima was the Asian-looking chick that was talking to the black girl, and she was in the back of the car, right? Avon was heavy on Stringer Bell because Kima wind up being in the car and she wind up not dying. And that made everything mess up. That mess, Weebay had to go up. All of these different people had to go up. Orlando was trying to do a deal behind the scenes, got caught up, tried to do a setup. They wind up killing Orlando, had to shoot Kima. Kima survived, but then the whole police department was on everything. What was Avon mad about? Was Avon mad that Kima survived? No. What was Stringer mad at? Was he mad at that Kima survived? No. They were mad because you shot a cop. And when you shoot a cop, you make the whole, they had to shut all of the spots down. The block was hot because every cop in the police force, every detective, every legislator want to see heads roll. You made the block hot. So when ICE descended on Minneapolis and these type of things start to come, you know what they get mad at? Because you're making the block hot. Making a block hot. Now you interfering with investigations. We got to move some stuff around. My little chick that was supposed to be coming in on a regular basis. Yes, I'm comparing it. Listen, if you're new here, this is what we do on the Millionaire Morning Show. We break it down to where you can truly understand it from a street perspective, from a C student's perspective. When you make the block hot, you messing up the money. You messing up the fraud. You messing up the dope game. You messing up the trafficking. You messing up the politicians' money. You messing up the side chicks. You messing up the judges. You messing up the campaign money. Now they got to come and look at the books. Now they got to look at the books. Why? Because you're bringing in all of this visibility. You think that they didn't know that it was the Leering Center over there in Minneapolis? The police probably drove by there 1,000 times and was laughing. Look at these dummies. Look at these stupid Somalians over here that don't even know how to spell. It's called the Leering Center. These pieces of idiots. Then Nick Shirley pulled up and it was like, oh, wait a minute. What you doing? Hey man, what y'all doing? You didn't know how to spell learning? What's wrong with you? Oh, dog. We gave you millions. And you couldn't get the learning center right? It changes from I thought you couldn't even get that right to, man, what's wrong with you? Now they all on us. Now you the number one person that they gonna come back because they got hold. Nick Shirley is wearing a t-shirt called Leering Center. You dummy. What's wrong with you? It go from a joke to no joke. You know that went viral? No, dog, you went viral. No, dog, no. You messing up the money. Then everybody start getting tense, right? They start getting angry. You start seeing another side to them. Want to know who your man is? Mess up the money and see what happens. Make the block hot. Right now, he's so generous. He's so caring. Oh my God. Oh, he got flowers today. Girl, he took me through there. We went on vacation. Let the money get tight. When the money get tight, everything gonna be different. What you doing? Now everything is irritating him. Oh, so you watching TV again today? You always watching TV. You don't never do nothing. Now he in the chat getting mad at me. Man, this nigga Anton Sippin always protecting the women. First, he was like, she bang. Pouring champagne. Money flowing. They don't even care. Hey, you want another bottle of champagne? She bang. Hey, pour some out for the homies. Pour some out for the homies. She bang. How? When the money is flowing, it's different. When the money ain't flowing, it's you didn't had the shower on for like 30 seconds, right? Well, honey, I was trying to let it warm up. So what you think, that money grown trees? You know they send me a bill for that every single month. You so inconsiderate. You so inconsiderate. You don't never think about nobody but yourself. You all about you. Then they start using internet talking points. What do you bring to this relationship? Huh? What do you bring? What do you bring to the what do you bring to the what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Huh? No. What have you done to add value into me as a man? What do you bring to the what do you bring to the table? You know you nothing without me, right? No, you nothing without me. All these women always want a high value man. What do you want? 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 inches, 6 figures. You want 4 6s instead of 3 6s now? It's how they is inside of the chat. Look, this is how they type inside of the chat. Anton simping. Man, you always taking women's side. You always taking women's side. Ugh. Next thing you know, they start listening to Kendrick. Peekaboo. That's the final straw, ladies. Ladies, this is the final straw. If you walk in and you hear peekaboo, peekaboo, he start wanting to free the slaves. Now he go on the rallies. He all of a sudden become, Black Lives Matters. He start talking at FBA. Now he start getting his Bible. He preaching on the corner. Yes, as the white man is against us all. You see this? You see this right here? This is a black man's book and a white man's cover. You see it? You see this? See how they building all of that downtown? They gentrifying. They come in here, they buy our properties, and then they start moving us out. They make it too high for property taxes. I don't want to see nobody over here unless they of ours. Property taxes is too high. If they don't look like you, they don't mean you no good. You see him right over there with that Lamborghini? That's a white man's car right there, made by Italians, Europeans, right? How come we don't have no black manufacturers inside of our city? Huh? All of our dollars. All of our dollars. You know how strong the black dollar is? Huh? We spend all of this money, but we don't support our own. Huh? You know what happened if we all just didn't decide that we didn't want to spend a day? You know how powerful we could bring the whole United States of America down to their knees. We could shut everything down. Why ain't there more black jobs down here? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Black Lives Matters don't mean that other lives don't matter. It don't mean that we don't care about you. It means that we more focus on building ourselves. Huh? We more focus on us building ourselves. Did you trace your lineage, young man? I'm up there sitting, riding in my land. You got us remember my name. You see him over there in that car playing white man's music made by the system, made by the music companies that institutionalize black folks for labor? Huh? Do you know that when the system is set up for us to do crimes so that we'll eventually get a harsher sentence than the white man? Huh? So I'm pulling up to the bank, so you automatically assume I don't have no money. If the white man came in here and asked you for some money, you would give him a loan instantly. Huh? White privilege means that you don't have to worry. This is what happens when they go broke. This is what happens. White privilege means when I come down this street, I don't have to worry about whether or not the police gonna pull me over to see if I got a gun or not. Huh? See him drinking a white man's bottle? Was that made by a black company or was that made by the white man? That's what happens when they start losing money. And you know what the cherry on top of it is? They still like that snow bunny action. Snow bunnies for, you know what? Black women in this country, black women in this country, they don't love us. They don't love us. You know what? Hold on for a second. Let me figure this out. Give me a second, guys. Because I'm sick of it. I'm about to show you their final form. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if I can find the final form. Because we sick of it, fellas. Got my gum right here. Who knows what the final form looks like? Let's see if y'all can guess it. Got the white man's bag right here. All right, I found my final form. You know what? Sisters don't love us no more. Fellas, get your passports. Get your passports. You know, we don't need them anymore. Passports all stamped up. We going to the Medellin. We dealing with Colombians. We going over to the next. We going to Sosua. We don't love them no more because they don't love us. Get your passports. They don't love us, fellas. Passports all stamped up. Passports all stamped up. You know what I'm saying? We going to the Medellin. Oh. All right, black men, get out of the country, see the world. The women love you everywhere. Come to Colombia. Come to the Dominican Republic. Let's go to Thailand. Make sure y'all hit a like for the out. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Slim, we got this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I forgive me. Yeah, go get yourself a Laline. And then when I do a live stream and I say, hey, listen, whatever you was in the United States of America, guys, is who you going to be anywhere you go. You take you with you. Then they would, hey, guys, let's all do a live stream. Put Anton on. Man, this Anton, so he against the passport bros now? Huh. I've been over here in the Dominican Republic for a long time. Sitting over there with their netted t-shirt, they netted tank tops on. No hair, no hairlines, netted tank tops. Oakley, they gotta look too. They have Oakley glasses, netted tank tops, and open toe sandals. And occasionally you'll see one get arrested. Set up their live stream by the pool. Fellas, I don't know what Anton is talking about. You know? Just because Sharkeisha doesn't want us over there, fellas, get your passports. They love us. And then you see some ling in the background. They can't even speak English. But hey, she not good. She missed her teeth crooked. Look at these baddies. They you always got a ling, and their teeth is up like this. The teeth is up. The teeth, it'd be an over underbite. And then they lip free like this because their teeth is up like this. Yes, Daddy. I love you. All of her people in her shack is starving, waiting on you to send a check over so that they can go get some rice and beans so they can eat. And she over there pretending like she love you. Yes, Daddy, I love you. rubbing your beady beads and through your netted shirt that's coming through the nets. No, fellas, because we the salt of the earth. You're like, yeah, you guys are real inspiring over there buying box in Colombia. Right. We really want to follow you guys. Let me stop. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. That was a derailment of epic proportions, and I'm very sorry about that. But you know, everybody get these jokes. JB, black women, we don't like you. JB says, ADU should really check out Scottsdale, Arizona, which is an upscale suburb of Phoenix. The weather is beautiful here from November through March. Just avoid the summer months. It's a younger demographic than you realize. All right, I got to go and check it out. Oh, snaps. MTR is in Thailand. Shout out to MTR. This ain't about MTR. I actually like MTR. I think that he's a cool guy. I think he's a nice guy. I met at MTR at Kevin Samuel's funeral. I rock with MTR. MTR is a good guy. But the rest of you. Shout out to Marlo Reed. Marlo Reed, I appreciate you. Yo, is that a eagle? That's a dope picture, bro. I'm about to AI that and do that of myself. Wesley Turner says California just passed a Stop the Nick Shirley Act. What up to Wesley Turner? That's crazy. Shin C in the building. Salute to Shin C. Longway ENT says, I love The Wire. I love The Wire too. It was a lot of life lessons that came along with The Wire. Chase Barnes says, what Jay once said, my situation ain't improving. Y'all know the rest. My situation ain't improving. Y'all know the rest. Longway ENT says, AD, did you see Detroit got a credit upgrade? Of course it did. You know what's so funny, Longway ENT? I try to tell the culture and the community years ago, I said, y'all, all of the money is up here in the D. If you want to get in cheaper than ever before and you want to make $1 million and you want to accumulate $1 million in assets just by buying certain things, and even if you just sit on it and you didn't develop it, this is where the money is at. You know what people, y'all know, y'all been here rocking with me for a long time. You know what people said? You know what people said? Oh man, I ain't doing that. I said, I'm telling you, this is where the money is at. This is where all of the development is. This is where everything is moving. We've had 11 consecutive years of budget surpluses, the credit upgrades, the debt is down, police officers, people are moving here. We got a population increase over the last 3 years or whatever. And everybody was like, oh man, no, that ain't happening. Now, since everybody else, including myself, then made all of the money, now everybody was like, wait a minute, what's going on up there? It's too late. It's too late. Ain't no more abandoned buildings. They all been torn down. Ain't no more none of that. All the same houses that were going for $1,000 are now going for $400,000. The same homes that were going for $1,000 are going for $400, $450, $500, and they are selling in 20 days. It's insane. It is insane. And I try to tell people what to do, and they just miss the whole wave. And I've been preaching this for the last 6-7 years, and everybody is like, no, you were wrong. Now, I gave y'all another alley-oop. I ain't even going to talk about it no more. I don't want to mention it. I'm not going to say nothing. I gave everybody another alley-oop, and they not listening. They not listening. They're not paying attention. They don't want to listen. Anton, oh man. Okay, you keep sitting there. Me and the bag chasers are going to make another play for the 15th time, and we're going to run up another crazy bag, and everybody going to be sitting on the sideline saying, man, how he making all of his money? Nigga, I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving it away to you. I'm telling you, in real time. In real time, I've been telling people for the longest. Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it. Wesley Turner says, AD, you got to throw a boom and a stop boom and a stop hotel. Eric Harris says, Carrie. Look up Cam talking about Columbia. It's hilarious. I seen that before, Dark City ENT. It said a $25 pro loaded up 5.6 and didn't work for a month. Country Boy Finesse says Gay Pete leading 2028 them candidates. Yeah, they want Pete. They gonna push Pete. Lance says stocks went crazy since watching AD. They don't want to pay attention. They're not gonna pay attention. Wesley Turner says, is there a way for you to become the new mayor's consigliere? I don't know nothing about that. Sly White says, then they find out Ling Ling got a ding ding. Ding 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 ding. All right, what else are we talking about? Well, let's go over to Gayle. Let's go over to Gayle. Let's talk about Gayle. Enough about this Minneapolis police chief. I heard there was a woman that was shot in the head in the Bronx. Let me see. Gayle. Where's my homegirl Gayle? I thought I had already pulled it up. Gayle was on Call Her Daddy? Yo. Why would she do this? This is wild. We're going to talk about this tonight.
What is up, Daddy?
Why is this podcast so popular?
Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me. Difference between being a brown noser and being really genuinely interested in what you're doing. I don't know how to explain it, but I do know the difference between somebody that's just.
I need timestamps on this.
We went that night and we stayed up all night talking. We found out we had similar philosophy, went off to different jobs, but we
up. And if you're down, she's up. And that is friendship where it's like someone has to in the moment be the anchor when the
I'd be done. And then people took that all out of context, as they often do. I felt safe. Mr. Man had gone around taking pictures, had pictures of me sleeping, and was offering to sell it to the National Enquirer. And Oprah, she set me up so beautifully.
All right, so let's back up for a
second. So there was a
new S6, a federal judge and
Let's
a
back up for a
high-ranking Atlanta
second.
police official are at the center of explosive allegations.
It involves sexual encounters inside the judge's chambers during work hours. Tonight, Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln breaks down the.
And there they are, or there she is, cowering behind the door. In my towel, Alex, was a nice bath sheet.
Gayle King's ex-husband, William Bumpus, is speaking out after the CBS Mornings anchor recalled the moment she...
why is that so low?
There was a time that I had fallen asleep. We had burgers. It was great. We were cooking on the grill.
Have made comments.
Yo, if anybody in the chat can actually give me the timestamp of where Gayle King actually said that he cheated on her, because when you go to the Access Hollywood clip, when you go to any of those other clips, you can't get the full context. And then on top of that, it's so low. So they put the thing so low. Somebody put the timestamp in the chat if y'all know where it is.
It's like, say something. Yeah. Sometimes when the noise gets too much, in bed with my husband.
Oh, here it is. Never mind.
Leave all your ambition. Can I ask you a couple questions about friendship for our listeners today?
Yes.
There is a really big conversation online, especially around women right now, about honesty and advice in friendship. And I would love your take. At what point do you think being brutally honest can become too much? And like, is there a line you can cross with friendship?
I think it depends on the friend. So I would tell if it's somebody I was really close to. If I'm not so close, I'm staying out of it. So it really does depend on the type of friendship that you have.
I
used to joke with Oprah all the time when people said, what would you do if you caught Gayle and Stedman in bed together? Because I did catch a friend in bed with my husband. What would you do? And I always say to her, you shouldn't even be mad. You should just say, oh, I can tell you're having a breakdown. Let me get you to the hospital. I can tell there's something very wrong. This is not you. You're having a breakdown. So here, hon, let me take you and let's go to the hospital together to get you some help. Because I would have lost my friggin' mind. That's just, there's some lines you just don't cross.
Right. You're like, no, I would have to be admitted because there's just no way. But
I done lost my mind. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Has being radically honest in a friendship
Why do we just skip over that?
ever backfired on you?
Not a friendship that mattered. That's the difference, Alex. Not a friendship that mattered.
And I also think like kind of what you said, like there to read where the friend to break up with the boyfriend, but she's not salt in the wound.
Right.
It and how you're delivering this to them.
No, please take this in the spirit in which it's intended. And there's a difference between being
a good person to know when to go in and be honest.
Yes.
I know Oprah had an opinion on your ex-husband.
Oh, Lord. Yes, she did.
I want to talk a little bit more about that marriage.
Yes.
I know, because you just mentioned infidelity was one of the major reasons that it ended.
Yeah.
And I want to get to that. But first, before the affair, how were you feeling about that relationship? Like, were you happy?
It's a good question. I was happy. And you know how they say the wife always knows? I swear to God, I did not. And people say, well, of course you know. No, I really didn't. Now, it's not like we hadn't had arguments or anything, but I didn't think that it was in such disrepair that he was boinking around. I did not think that.
When, if you were happy, do you think it shifted for you?
Well, I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. I always say if I was writing a book, the first line in my book would be whack, the sound of a tennis ball. And she said, "Nice shot, Bill." And the way she said it, there was such a intimacy in her voice that I had the hair what I saw. Yes,
and
I
so
did.
many times somehow the woman who walks in and is like, you are made to feel like the crazy person. And it's like, how the fuck did we get here?
Exactly right. But what's interesting, when you have children, if I hadn't had children, it would have been game over. But we went to counseling, tried to work it out, actually got divorced and got back together. We actually got divorced and got back together. And then I realized he hadn't really changed, but I was turning into such a shrew. I would be out in the garage feeling the hood of the car to see if it was warm. I was going through his phone and I thought, I don't want to live like this.
You're losing
Only
yourself.
to find out he was cheating again.
No.
He was cheating again. But now I had to go back with him because he was crying. He was apologizing. And I said, but now he'll be with somebody else and then he'll be all better. And then she'll get, and Oprah goes, no, he ain't changed. I go, yes. I said, Oprah, you don't understand because you don't have children. He was on his knees and he was crying. She goes, yeah, okay. She got so sick of hearing. She got so sick of hearing. She goes, please go back with him. Please. I will drive the moving van. Please. That's when you realize you're telling people too much.
Yeah, Oprah's like, honestly,
Exactly.
actually, Gayle, sure.
Why did y'all tell me to go to 4108? Y'all skipped the whole story.
What he said, call him.
To get, though, that met with the delusion.
I know.
In
I'm
that
delusional
moment.
and out of touch with reality. Yes.
The rage I would have felt of like, I'm the fucking delusional
God, I haven't
one.
told all these details. This is not good.
This is good.
This is not good.
This is call her daddy, Gayle.
Some green mint panties that go with that. And
Full.
so I'm expecting this call. So he said to me, and they were both doctors.
Let me back up.
Call. Now, by now, it's been 2 hours. So I call him and you know what he said? He said, she told me you would be calling. She said that you came home early, unexpected, and you drew the wrong conclusion. And she told me you would call and say that you thought they were having an affair. Masterful. Isn't that masterful?
Masterful.
So I'm expecting this call. So he said to me, and they were both doctors, psychologists, as another layer. He said to me, you are delusional and out of touch with reality, and I suggest you get some help. Well, then I said, okay, you think I should get some help? Does your wife have a pink satin pajama top? Does she have some green mint panties that go with that? And oh, by the way, give me a guy's name.
Richard.
By the way, Richard, there are semen stains in my bed. So am I delusional and out of touch with reality? And then I said, go fuck yourself. And I hung up the telephone. I know. Wasn't I strong? I said, go fuck yourself. Wasn't that good of me? Yeah, but it took over 2 hours and Oprah saying, are you crazy?
Yo, this is wild, bro. This is absolutely wild. Yeah. And you know what the worst part about this is? You know what the worst part about this is? There is guys, and I guarantee you, I'm going to have this conversation on After Hours tonight. And we're going to talk about it. Because guys can be wrong too. That's just honest. That's just the honest to God truth. We can't always blame every single thing on a woman. Women do egregious stuff. Men do egregious stuff. But at what point will we also say, well, guys do some dumb stuff also? And let me say this for every guy that's watching this, right? Because the story is a story. She caught the guy messing with the girl in her bedroom. That's diabolical. It's diabolical all the way across the board. It shouldn't happen. We already know. Two things that we can take from this, right? There's going to be some guys that say, well, no, it's her fault. They're going to find a way to blame it back on Gayle. That Gayle is the one that got cheated on. They're going to find a way to blame it on Gayle. All right. No accountability whatsoever. It's always going to be Gayle's fault. That's the first thing. The second part is, they're going to find a way to, first of all, they're going to find a way to blame it on Gayle. And then the second thing is they're going to basically try to make it seem like she couldn't do no better, even though she was the one that got cheated on. Here's the caveat to this, all right? Here's the caveat to this. When it comes to relationship dynamics, especially for guys, because we always talk about how guys get cheated on and how women are better cheaters than men and how they very rarely get caught and how diabolical they are when they get with another guy. That's true. 100% true. Here's the other side. And this is the one thing that I don't understand. I can't figure this out for the life of me. If you are an alpha male, and I know people don't like that term, but let's use it in proper context for the sake of this conversation. If you are the alpha male, meaning that you are the man, you are a man's man, you are the man inside of your relationship. You're the breadwinner, you pay all of the bills, you take care of the business, she's put up, she don't have to work, maybe she do work, but she don't have to, and she's completely dependent on you and all of this stuff, right? And let's say you mess up. I'm not saying that there's a justifiable reason for you to mess up. But let's say, for the example, for the sake of conversation, you are him and you mess up. I get it. I get it if a woman can justify, you know what? He messed up. I'm going to take him back because he still take care of business. He might have let his little Johnson slip out and fell into some box, or it might have just been a situation. And you know what? I'm going to be pissed at you. Rawr! Angry, threaten divorce, but you know what? I'm going to take him back. I get that. The part that I don't understand, how do you cheat on the breadwinner? That is the part that I'm confused about. How do you cheat on the person that makes the majority of the money inside of the relationship and is the A player and you a guy? I don't get it. That's the part that I'm confused about. This isn't, we not having a right or wrong conversation right now. Right? Right is right and wrong is wrong. That goes without saying. We don't have to figure that part out. The part that I'm trying to understand is, how do you cheat on the A player? How do the B player cheat on the A player? Especially if you're a man. So you got this chick that take care of everything. She bring up all of the money. She go to work. She the most visible. Her best friend is an Oprah. Her best friend is Oprah. How do you cheat on Oprah's best friend? That's the part that I'm confused about. If somebody can explain that to me, because I just think that these guys are imbeciles. They're imbeciles. You don't cheat on Oprah. You don't cheat on Oprah's best friend. I don't understand it. Eric D says, Anton, with some people, it's not always about the money. No, listen, Eric D. When you're the B player on an A team, when you're the bench player on an A team, you don't mess up the team. And it's not just about the money. It's about the fact that you're the B player on an A team. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not about box. When you are the dependent, you are supposed to have more discipline, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense? When you're the A player, LeBron James gets to come to practice late if he wanted to. LeBron James left the Miami Heat over cookies because they took his cookies on the plane. The cookies mattered on the plane when you were A player. Things matter more when you're the A player. You can get away with more, you do a little bit more, whatever, so on and so forth. That's the benefit of being the draw. It's the benefit of why people come to see you. When the arena fills because you are the A player, guess what? You get a little bit more leeway. You get the best room inside of the hotel. You're going to be the first one to get the suite, right? That's what I'm saying. Play your mother effing role. You know why? Because the B player benefits from the A player. Guess what the B player get? Contracts, endorsements, lifestyle. Being attached to the A player makes you an A player. You're supposed to have more discipline. You're supposed to play your role more effectively. This isn't about, oh man, maybe because. Ain't no maybe because. Nigga, we don't mess up the bag. We stay focused. You stay focused. You do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. You don't cheat on Oprah's best friend. You're not a businessman. You're not a smart person. You're not a smart person. Because guess what? When the A player leaves, you then become nothing. Are we getting it? It is realistic. People do it every day. You know how they do it every day? Because you don't hear that from Stedman. Guess what Stedman do? And whatever success that he has in his own right, Stedman knows that he's the B player. You don't even see Stedman. For decades and decades and decades, we have never even really heard from Stedman. The only time we see Stedman is when he holding her hand so that she can go and take pictures on the red carpet of some gala. You see Stedman pop out, you see Stedman disappear. It happens every day. You know how you know it happens every day? Because you don't hear about it. Because the people that are successful at it, they're doing it successfully. So obviously you're not going to see it. Stedman chilling. Whatever. We don't know nothing about Stead. We don't know nothing. All we know, we just assume that Stead got a good life. He ain't out here. Stedman is the blueprint for men that are with success, women that are more successful than them. Everybody needs to go and study Stead. I'm calling him Stead because I think that he is the blueprint for being with a successful woman. Everybody go and study. If you are the man that get with a woman that's 10 times more successful than you, guess what? Study Stedman. He don't get the credit that he deserves. Stedman should be right up there with the greatest of all times, the greats of all black men. Stedman is one of the greats of Obama, and this is to the black culture and the black community. Obama, Stedman, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. He should be right there in the Mount Rushmore of great black men because he knows how to play his role and position to a T. Got all of the rings. All of the rings. Smart, wise, nice looking, plays his role, plays his position, never brings shame to the family, never brings embarrassment. Don't get caught up in no BS. Shut up. Win in life. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Fame player. Hall of Fame all the way around. We don't even think about Stedman. That's how you know he a Hall of Famer. Just moving, in silence, making a move. He ain't all up in the videos. He ain't trying to do the safari. He ain't trying to be known. He ain't got to let you know that I'm the man. No, he just moving. She just moving. He just, hey, babe. Did anybody know what Stedman sound like? Anybody that was born after 1990 know what Stedman sound like. Most people, guys that are under the age of 30 don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't even know who the hell Stedman is. You got to be of a certain age to even know who Stedman is. If you're under 30, you don't know who Stedman is. Who? Stedman. Who's Stedman? I ain't never heard of no Stedman before. How you spell that? S-T-E-D, man. Stedman. They don't even know how to spell his name. What's his first name? What's his last name? He's a ghost. He's a ghost. What's Stedman's? Is that his first name or is it his last name? You don't even know what his name is. We don't even know if it's his first or his last name. Oh, that may be a nickname for all that we know. We don't even know who is Stedman. Don't nobody even know. You don't know for sure. You don't know for sure. You guessing. What's his last name? You got to Google it. Anybody that puts his last name in there, you got to Google it. You don't even know his name. Stedman Winfrey. Hall of Famer. That's all I say. Hall of Famer. That might not even be his real name. Let me look him up. What's Stedman's full name? What's Stedman's full name that's Oprah's boyfriend? This dude's name is Stedman Graham. Stedman Graham. Never knew. Never knew. Never knew his last name. Stedman Graham. And then he had the nerve to write a bunch of self-help books. I'm about to order every book that he didn't ever ordered. Every book that he didn't ever ordered. He wrote a book called Who Are You in 2005. Crazy. He a baby daddy and everything. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Stedman was a baby daddy? I bet y'all didn't even know that. In 1995, he married right after college. That marriage lasted 6 years. He has a daughter from that marriage. This dude was a tennis instructor. He was a tennis instructor. Right after 1986, soon after he got a divorce, he right after that, he straight up back with Oprah. That's look how short his Wikipedia is. We don't know nothing about Stedman is over there chilling. Last photo known of him is 1999. This was Stedman in 1999, 27 years ago. Winner. Stedman is the king. Stedman is the king, bro. Hold on. Let me go grab this from the door real quick. I'll be right back. King Stedman. winning in life. Somebody said he lucked up. He ain't luck up. Everything he did was intentional. Never got no mess. Wrote 38 books that don't nobody even know about. Just winning. Nah. But y'all want to be like ASAP. You want to be ASAP Rocky. Going on tour. Doing all of this extra. Cheating while she's the A player. How you gonna cheat on the A player? You gonna cheat on the A player? Where's Safari at right now? Where's Safari at? Y'all, you know what the problem of some guys are? They just don't even know where they don't even know what winning look like. They don't even know they won and they already won. They don't even know that they won and they already won and they don't even know that you won. You won in life. You won. You won. You literally hit the pinnacle of what life is supposed to look like. All you got to do is give good deed and be quiet. You ain't got to do nothing else. And you living life. He's living a dream. Stedman is living a lot of guys' dream. I don't even know what Stedman's voice is. I don't even know what his voice is. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithms. I hate it on the live stream because, well, we got to get everybody else's perspective. So I'm going to talk about this on the live stream tonight. Country Boy Finesse says, you still using baby girl? She kind of sounds like me. Yeah, I'm using baby girl. Shout out to baby girl. Let me talk to her. Let me call her. See what she's talking about. Baby girl, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. It's been a minute. How you doing?
It has been a little while. I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. It's always great to hear from you and catch up. How have things been going with you lately?
You know, it's the summertime, so I'm out here in these streets doing what I do, having a good time, trying to enjoy the weather. But I'm locking back in, and so you know, you might be hearing from me a little more often.
That sounds like a great plan. Summers are definitely for getting out and enjoying things, so I'm glad you're making the most of it. I'm really looking forward to hearing more from you and catching up on all your summer adventures as they happen. What's the best thing you've done so far this summer?
You don't want to know. I don't really want to talk about it because I'm on a live stream right now, so I got to be careful with what I say. But we out here in the streets, we doing what we do, and we trying to make sure that we keep our head above water so that we can keep on winning. You know what I'm saying, baby girl?
I completely understand, and it's great that you're being mindful about what you share while streaming. Keeping your focus on staying positive and making moves forward is definitely the way to go. I'm here to support you whenever you need, and I hope your live stream goes really well.
All right, baby girl, I'm going to talk to you later.
Sounds good. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Have a great rest of your day.
She's still there when I need her. She's still there when I need her. Yo, I want to give a special acknowledgement and shout out to my girl. Now, I told y'all what her name is, all right? I told y'all what her name is. Y'all might know her as Molly. Molly just sent me over some money. Molly always trying to send me some money. Anton, here's some money. Go do something. Her name to y'all is Molly. Her real name is My Molly. All right? That's My Molly. So when I talk to her, I say, what's up? Well, hey, My Molly. You mines, right? And so she over there sending me money, saying, what up? What up, Molly? It's summertime. That's my Molly. Molly over here sending me money on Cash App like she Oprah and I'm Stedman. You know what I'm saying? Not your Molly, my Molly. Oh, yeah, I did order the robot. I put that in the group chat yesterday. Everybody got quiet after I put that in the group chat. They said, are y'all crazy? They was putting it in the group chat yesterday. They said, y'all see what's happening? So much infiltrating of us. Oh my God. I put it in and I dropped it in the group chat. I said, I ordered mine last week, y'all. It was quiet. Whisper quiet. You gotta whisper my name. Mm-hmm. Somebody told me yesterday that I need to it says something that I need to put my humanoid robot when I get it in a Ronald McDonald soup or something like that. So let me read some of these super chats. Long way ENT says, bro, I wish I had found you when you had on a black Versace robe. I would be in a way better position. How do you know that you would have took the advice that I was given back then? No, never know. It's a lot of people that didn't take the advice and they missed out on the bag. Wesley Turner says, sounds like a thin line between love and hate. Only Just Commentary says, out of all people, AD, I'm surprised you don't understand this. I don't understand it. Why a man that's on the B team is cheating on the A player? I've never been a B team type of dude. I've always been the A player, so I wouldn't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand how a woman can cheat on a man that's the A player. Baffles me. I don't understand it on either side. Whether you the guy or you the girl, it's very rare that you the guy because most of the times the guy is the person that's taking care of the girl, right? I don't understand either of them. Why would you throw that wedge in between y'all when you the person that's being taken care of? JB says, question, what about B team Jada? I don't understand her either. I don't understand her either. That's First Man Winfrey winning. Manny Plays PC says he's chilling in Oprah's pool. Facts. French Montana is the new Stedman. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. I think OVO time is about to hit the streets. See what's happening out here in these streets. OVO time about to hit the streets and see what's happening in these streets. You like that, Trill? Y'all gonna catch OVO Molly tonight. I want to remind y'all that we got a live stream tonight on Room 9. This weekend we have a live stream on the Patreon, exclusive just for bag chasers. And what else? What else we got going on? And then everything changes on Monday. On Monday, all of the shows is going to be different. Millionaire Morning Show is going to be different. After Hours is going to be different. The only thing that's going to stay mostly the same is Relationship Wednesdays. You make up your mind whether or not you're going to hit Biloxi up? Yeah, I am. Honestly, I'm going to keep y'all in the loop, but my date is tentative when I'm going to be flying out next. And then I'm going to also this weekend drop to y'all when the meetup. So if y'all want to know the date of the meetup so that y'all on Sunday, I'm going to drop the date of the meetup. If y'all want to know the date of the meetup, then make sure that, what's up, Octavia? If y'all want to know the date of the meetup, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. I'm dropping that on Sunday. My daughter has a college tour coming up. And so, well, not a college tour, orientation. So she has orientation coming up. So I'm trying to move around her. When you got kids, even when they become of age, even when they graduate, a lot of times you have to you still move around their schedule. So it's like her going out of town, her and her mom going out of town, all of this other type of stuff. You got to move around your kid's schedule a lot more so that, you know, you can accommodate them. So you still going to do everything for your kid. That's why I tell people all the time, be careful who you have a child with, because you're going to basically be like a lot of y'all baby daddies and stuff like that. You're going to be tied to her mother for the rest of your life. So I'm kind of moving around her schedule. Somebody said, is she doing STEM? She not, I mean, come on, man. As a freshman, they take all core classes. So it really don't matter as a freshman. Yeah, she's going to go into STEM fields, but as a freshman, they usually take all core classes anyway. So it really don't matter in your freshman or second year what you're designating your curriculum as anyway. So it's exciting. It is. It's exciting to go on these orientations and all of that other stuff. So I think it's dope. Biloxi. They call it Biloxi. They don't even call it Biloxi. They call it Biloxi. Facts, Eric D. First 2 years is all core, so it really don't even matter what they pick. They don't even know what they're going to do anyway in the first 2 years. Still getting their feet up under them. Everything actually just worked out beautifully. Everything worked out beautifully. It just absolutely is a great situation. So turned out great. Turned out great. Are you doing the game 7? Our street says, will it be June or July? Streets. If it's July, then it will have to be after the 4th, because you don't want to do it at the holiday. If it's in June, then it will be at the end of June. So I'm gonna let you know the specific date on Sunday, and then we can go from there. It'll probably, I'm gonna just tell you, it'll be July. Probably either be the 2nd or the 3rd week of July. I'm trying to lock one of those dates in. I'm calling the location so they'll know, they can give a heads up, and we're gonna go from there. All right. Facts, I was gonna ask if we streaming the game tomorrow or not. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Let me check with Slimmy, and then I'll let you know. I'll let y'all know. OKC Spurs game 7. Y'all want to stream the game? We can stream the game if y'all want. Actually, I don't know, because my home. When is game 7? On Saturday? I don't know if we're going to be able to stream it on Saturday, though. We'll figure it out. It's going to be a busy weekend or whatever. It's going to be a busy weekend, but we're going to figure it out. All right? 3rd week of July. You want to do the 3rd week, Streets? You want to do the 3rd week of July? Chris Cunningham, I'm announcing it on, I'm going to put it in the Patreon on Sunday. We could do the 3rd week of July if that works out the best for you. Got to have my girl, our Streets, in the building. That way, just give all of the fellas time to be able to get themselves together. They flights booked. And we're going to get all of that popping, all right? Next week, everything is going to be on 10. Yeah. Well, my girl A Street says, I love you, AD. Have a great day. I love you more. I love you. Our Street's been rocking with us. We're rocking with me. She been loving me for a long time. Let's do the 3rd week of July. We can do the 3rd week of July. And I'll tell you all the exact date, location, time, and all of that. I'll put that inside of the Patreon on Sunday. All right. All right. And then I'm going to also put the date, time, and everything for the Patreon live stream in there also. All right. All right, y'all. Go and get some sun before the night, and then we're going to rock out, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to get it popping. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.